on. I'm Neat Sahone, and normally I bring you a draft video every Monday and Thursday. That's what I do at a minimum, but right now I have a little bit of extra time, and as a result, this will probably be an extra draft video between Monday and Thursday. If it's not, if it's up on Thursday, then I didn't get the extra one recorded that I thought I would. But it's probably up like on Tuesday or Wednesday. But at any rate, I post draft videos. So if you're interested in that content, that's what I do a lot of. Okay, so Banefire is a pretty easy first pick here. It is always sort of disappointing when like the second best card in a pack is the same color as the card you're taking, because it means the person to your left almost assuredly takes it. I mean, Vigilant Baloth is pretty good, but I think I would take Electrify over it. And that's kind of the pick order here. Banefire, Electrify, Baloth. Then probably the Courser. Then like Dwindle. I think that's probably where I'd go. But we take Banefire. Nice thing about it is you can splash it if you have to. So that is a thing. So I do like Knightly Valor a lot. And this pack is not exactly a strong one. I could just try to stay on red and take something like Boggart Brute. Nightmare's Thirst is pretty good. But you need to have a little bit of life gain in your deck to make it work, and there's no guaranteeing you do that. There is, a decent amount of lifelink in this format, but if you're not in black-white, it's a little harder to make this card decent. I mean, it'll always do a little something, but it's not going to do a ton. And for that reason, I think I like Knightly Valor a little more than Nightmare's Thirst. And this is a card that's sort of contentious, but I don't really think it should be. It's really powerful. It has been in past limited formats, and so far in this one, I've seen it be pretty powerful too. So, yeah. It's an aura, but because it gives you a creature, it sort of counteracts that fact. Okay. Well, now there's a Vine Mare, which is, I think, the best card in this pack, without question. I think Mirror Image is next. And Vine Mare plus Knightly Valor could be pretty good. That's a good place to put auras. It makes all auras better if we can pick up a Vine Mare or two. And I think it's the best card in this pack. I like Mirror Image okay. The red cards here, I mean, Spark-Tongue Dragon's fine. If for a green, we may just end up... We could be a green-white deck that splashes Banefire. I could see that happening. Blanchwood Armor is nice, and it's another aura to put on Vine Mare, but it's no Knightly Valor. I'm less inclined to take it until I get more Vine Mare type things or aura payoffs. But there's a Shock here. And it's pretty hard not to take Shock. Starcrowned Stag is nice, but I like Shock more, so I think I take it. Okay. Well, this pack is just filled with pretty unexciting cards. No, I mean, they're not all bad. Sun Cleanser is basically just a 2-mana 1/4. Occasionally, you'll get to do something like remove all the counters off of that Hydra, the rare Hydra, which is hilarious. If it comes in and kills a Hydra, that's definitely worth it. But Aether Shield Artificer can be nice, but you have to end up with enough artifact creatures. And then we have a few vanilla creatures who aren't that great. And then we have Dwarven Priest, who I think is fine. The question is, like, which of these is going to have more upside? And I think that's a pretty good question. I think probably the Priest on average. If we get back that black removal spell, then it'll look pretty good. Well, don't think we want Gearsmith Guardian. We could take a Rupture Spire. It does give us fixing. And the alternatives are taking Trusty Pack Beast, which if we end up with some artifacts, it's pretty good, but I think I'd rather just have Rupture Spire here. So even though we took this Vine Mare, it does sort of look like we're going to be a red-white deck to me. Okay, so Oresco's Swiftclaw is a nice little 2-drop, but I think I like Spark-Tongue Dragon a little more. It's got good stats, and if we do get to the late game, it turns, it can Lightning Bolt something when it comes into play. It's a nice little bit of late game action, and I think it's better than the Ogre or the Swiftclaw, yeah. We're a red-white deck, but right now we don't have the most aggressive curve, but... Okay, so definitely take Angel of the Dawn here. I don't really know how she's still here this late. She's incredibly good. So we're definitely incentivizing ourselves to go wide. That's what this color pair wants to do most anyway. The Priest and the Angel are already payoffs for that, so we do need to get a lower curve. We need to get some decent mass pump spells. So Probably take the Vanguard here. I don't love the card, but I think I like it more than I like Sure Strike. And if we end up in a legit go wide deck, it'll be a 2/2 a significant portion of the time and start gaining us life, which I'm fine with. Dwindle is sort of worth looking at there, but it's not as good as Shock or Banefire, and so we're not desperate for removal. So I could take Inspired Charge here. Don't know yet whether we're going to be aggressive enough to make use of it, but I think we already have incentives to try to. And I think I'd rather have it than Lava Axe or Crash Through. Even though Lava Axe, so far in this format, I've seen sort of overperform. This format has some very fast decks in it that can actually make use of Lava Axe to finish people off, like once they stabilize, and all of a sudden you're dead to a Lava Axe. I've had it happen to me a time or two. Okay, so I could take a Rustwing Falcon, which gets better and better the more like auras you get and the more mass pump spells you get. I think I like it more than Fire Elemental. Smelt is a decent sideboard card. I am pretty happy that this came all the way back. Our curve is very quickly getting more appealing. Although, to be honest, red doesn't look incredibly open, but the cards we do have in red are good. I think we'll take this Smelt. I don't think we want a Knight of the Tusk. Smelt might actually come in handy out of the sideboard. So we do have fixing, but right now I don't think we would run it. This has enough of a downside that if you're not actually running a third color, and especially if you're trying to curve out aggressively, I think it can be kind of a liability. If you are playing a third color, it's worth it, for sure, but I don't know that we will be. Okay, so yeah, probably just take Boggart Brute. It's a nice aggressive creature. Draconic Disciple is nice, but it's not really worth splashing because, I mean, it helps you splash in a weird way, but if you're not already red-green, then splashing for it isn't worth it. So I think I just take the Brute here. I like it more than Dragon Egg. Dragon Egg is better in some decks, but not the kind that we're trying to build here. We want some Goblin Instigators, some Cavalry, whatever, Gallant Cavalry. Things that help us make multiple bodies with one card. Ooh. Well, we pretty obviously take Dismissive Pyromancer. It's an interesting thing. It's not like a really obvious cycle, but every single color, maybe blue doesn't have one. Almost every color has at rare a 2-drop with like insane upside, and this is reds. So, and it's really good. And it's what we take. I wouldn't mind Pyromancers for this deck. Maybe it'll wheel. But, well, they're both Pyromancers, but this Pyromancer is way better. Between his ability to rummage and his ability to turn into a removal spell late, he's just incredible. Okay, here I think we take another Brute over a Swiftclaw or a Knight's Pledge or a Catalyst Elemental. It is sort of like, normally I like grindy formats, but, and this one can be. I mean, there are control decks that are legit. I mean, I've been killed with Millstone and stuff like that. But it's nice and sort of refreshing after Dominaria to just draft an aggro deck every now and then. And so far in this format, I've had more success with really aggressive decks than not. So I think we take Shock here. Novice Knight is okay, but I think Shock's just better. It kills a lot of things in this format. Here's the Hydra I was talking about. If you play Sun Cleanser, it's hilarious. If you actually get to kill something like that. And we could splash it theoretically, but... And maybe if Shock wasn't in this pack, I'd consider it, but Shock is in this pack. Look at all those green cards. Yeah, that's interesting. Because we tried to get into green early, and then it just wasn't open, but all 4 of these green cards are really, really good. I don't really know that I want another Inspired Charge or another Spark Tongue Dragon, but... I feel like we're deep enough in both colors that pivoting into green right now probably isn't the best plan. So I think maybe I take another charge, which I think we only play a second one if we end up with a lot of crazy go wide stuff going on. Hey, there's another Sun Cleanser. Okay. So do we take an Ogre? I mean, it is fine. I think it's going to be better than Sun Cleanser for our decks. Yeah, I'll take an Ogre. It's better than the Line Breaker. Obviously enough. Okay, this is another Mass Pump spell, but it's not as good as Inspired Charge or Angel of the Dawn, and we already have a decent number of them. Here, I think I'd probably just take Vengeance. We're an aggressive deck that I think is going to want to be racing, and it's good in a race. It's not good if you're a control deck, really, but... oh no, other way around. What am I talking about? This isn't that good in an aggressive deck, so maybe I don't want it. It's not awesome. Mostly because you can't get a blocker out of the way with it. So should I just take a combat trick? Combat tricks are going to make cards like our Ogre and our Brute pretty brutal. And this is a good combat trick, so I think I will take it. Yeah, our stuff's getting cut hard, and green's crazy open because there's just Vigilant Baloths going around. We just didn't see those signs in the early going of the draft, but now the path we've taken seems like a difficult one. I guess I'll take a Trumpet Blast. Okay, Knight's Pledge or locks it on Linebreaker. I kind of feel like even if it's a mediocre creature, I think just slamming as many creatures as we can into our deck's probably a good idea. Knight's Pledge is a nice trick. If you can play it on Rustwing Falcon and your opponent can't kill it, that can be pretty fun. But I think, yeah, this is an okay trick. This is a really good sideboard card, though, so I think I'm going to take it. Yeah, here we'll take a Swift Claw over another Knight's Pledge. Do we want this? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so we really want creatures who can attack, and right now Novice Knight can only do it if we put Knightly Valor on it. But it is a decent early blocker. I feel like it still has more upside than the Linebreaker, so I'm going to take it, and maybe we value stuff a little differently. Yeah, I'll take a Tranquil Expanse. I mean, now if we open up like a green bomb that only costs 1 green, we could play it pretty easily. So that's something to think about. It's always nice when you can just pick up these dual lands late and for basically no value, and then it really offers you a lot more flexibility than you would have without it. Looks like they're changing the card back on Magic Online, by the way, if you can see that. They haven't changed it on the cards yet, but it shows up when you drag multiple cards. Does it show up when you drag 1 card? I don't think it does, no. Man, should have been green. I mean, you know, hindsight's 20/20. So this pack's not that good for us. I think we just take a Remorseful Cleric, who is a nice little aggressive creature who occasionally has a little bit of upside. You know, our deck might like Lava Axe, but not over something like Remorseful Cleric, I don't think. I'll be really happy if I don't have to play Rustwing Falcon. Okay, so this pack has Goblin Instigator, Knightly Valor, and Gallant Cavalry, all of which are things we want. It's kind of frustrating when that happens, but it's like, why couldn't you all 3 be in different packs, and I'll just take 1 of each of you? So the Instigator and the Cavalry really help you go wide. I don't know that I want a second Knightly Valor, although with Novice Knight it is a little bit better. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Instigator. I wish I had a Volley Veteran. That pack's frustrating though, for sure. Okay, I think we take a Cage here. It's a nice removal spell. You know, we do have, you know, Dwarven Priest is fine, but we're not really, I don't think either Shield Artificer or another Inspired Charge is really what we want. We may find ourselves lowering our curve even more. Okay, so we have a Boggart Brute and a Luminous Bonds. I think we got to take the Bonds. It's just a great removal spell. You know, and maybe we're cramming too much removal into a deck that is a control deck, but this is only our 4th removal spell, right? So I think it's fine. Okay, I'm pretty happy to take another Angel here. I don't know that we want Spark-Tongue Dragon in this deck. I don't think we do. Here we probably do take Vengeance, but I don't think it's going to make the cut. Why are you in here? I mean, our other option's Dwarven Priest, who might also get cut from this deck and sided in our first one. Okay, so Diamond Mare, not that good. I think we just take a Stone Quarry here. It just makes our mana better, and that is worth it. And I'd rather have it than Lava Axe. Okay, I think here we take Starcrowned Stag. And yeah, I think Dwarven Priest is out of here. Another Inspired Charge, another Rustwing Falcon. Guess we take the Falcon. I'm not going to play either. Yeah, one thing I wish our deck had is more ways to go wide. I mean, we're basically just like a curve out aggro deck that plans on trying to kill our opponent with Angel of the Dawn or Inspired Charge. Which is fine. It's not bad, but like if I had like a couple Goblin Instigators and a couple of the Cavalry, Gallant Cavalries, this would definitely be better. But I think we're probably okay. I don't know that I need something like Mighty Leap. This right now would be our deck, which I think is solid. Wouldn't mind upgrading from Loxodon Linebreaker. That's for sure, but I think I'll be okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, we could be taking something like Lava Axe, but we have Banefire, which is like a way better... Ooh, God, these both came back. Are people crazy? I think they might be. I think we'd rather have the Cavalry. As much as I like Knightly Valor, we've already got one, and yeah. Smelt, we already have one for the sideboard, right? So I think I'd rather have a second Dwarven Priest for the sideboard than a Smelt. A Hostile Minotaur. Knight's Pledge. I mean, these are all fine cards for our color pair, so I guess we didn't do the worst in picking our color pair, but I don't think any of them make the cut, is the thing. I guess I'll take Knight's Pledge, though. Probably cut Novice Knight, because, yeah, we want creatures who can attack. We ended up with one aura, so... Turn 1 Vanguard into turn 2 Instigator would be pretty nice to do. Yeah. Don't love Rustwing Falcon, but like, what am I going to run instead? I think it's probably better than putting in Novice Knight, who can't attack almost ever in our deck. Or Knight's Pledge or Mighty Leap or any of those things. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't think we want Trumpet Blast. I think our Inspired Charges and our Angel of the Dawns are enough, and they're better. I think they're just better than Trumpet Blast because they pump toughness. And this gives vigilance, comes with a body. I mean, Angel of the Dawn's way better than either Inspired Charge or... like, if you just think about, like, compare Inspired Charge to Angel of the Dawn. Angel of the Dawn costs 1 more mana, and yeah, it gives 1 less power, right, to all the creatures, but it gives them all vigilance, and it's a 3/3 flyer. Like, that's insane. It's not an instant, you know, so it's not a perfect comparison, but when you just think about the value you get comparatively for 1 more mana on Angel of the Dawn, it's actually kind of insane. Yeah. So 10-6 seems pretty insane, actually. So I have 8 red sources if I do that. 10 white sources and 8 red sources. That's probably fine. We do have 2 double whites. Yeah, that's probably fine. All right, so we will save this deck, and I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, going into our first match, we would like to play first. And this is a solid hand. It would be nice to have a 2-drop so that I could really get going with Leonin Vanguard, but I think it's a solid hand either way. You know, play some early creatures, play Angel of the Dawn, maybe kill something. Seems pretty decent. Try to just run over our opponent here. We do need to draw some lands, obviously. A 3rd one at least to really get rolling, but I believe we can do it. I believe in us. Don't love this card, but I think we're in a deck that actually wants it. One that has Angel of the Dawn and Inspired Charge and all sorts of stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and attack for 1 big damage here. It would have been nice if we had a 2-drop and then a 3-drop, then we would have really gotten going with the Vanguard because it would have swung for 2 next turn, but you know, it's whatever. Not doing anything with my mana this turn does kind of suck. That's, you know, an important thing to do is use your mana every turn, and we did not do that. Okay, so we're going to attack here. I think I still play the Brute, even though it's pretty tempting to play the Line Breaker just because it's not going to be able to attack on as many boards as the Brute. But if I play the Brute now, chances are it's going to get in at least once without being able to be blocked at all. So I think we still play it. We go Brute, then Line Breaker, then Angel of the Dawn, and that is a good way to start. Opponent may have a Shock or something, which, yeah, they do. Lightning Strike. It's a little less painful than Shock. At least they did spend 2 mana, right? Alright, so they're probably a ramp, multicolor kind of deck. I don't think we want a Hieromancer's Cage, their Manalith, but you know. So I think we just attack for 1 again, play the Line Breaker. Hopefully it doesn't get shocked. Yeah, we'll leave red up. More things that can be bluffed for 1 red than 1 white in this format. So Angel of the Dawn is not going to be quite as awesome, but let's see what they do. It's still going to be pretty good. I can attack with both of these for free, basically, if I play the Angel next turn, and that's what we'll do. Because this will become a 2-2, then it'll become a 3-3, because we will control enough creatures. Yeah, we gain a life. Attack with both of these. I'm guessing they just block our 3-3 and take 4. Then we can cage the giant spider next turn and hopefully just keep smashing. That would have been just so much more damage if our Brood hadn't died, but that's usually the case. Okay, Draconic Disciple. It's like, am I more worried about the Disciple than the giant spider? I might be. I can do better attacks this turn. Oh, well, maybe that solves all my problems. Pretty much. Yeah. Okay, well, let's attack with everything. Yep, we go to 22. And we're going to attack with everything. Okay, so is it worth using Inspire? Oh, now it's definitely worth it. Shazam! We go to 8. Guess we'll play the Stone Quarry, because why not? We got a cage. We have them down to 8. We're in pretty good shape. This is lethal, yeah. So they were stuck on not a lot of lands, and they were put in a situation there where they kind of had to block, but if it was a rough situation for sure. Yeah, I don't think I need any of these things. Invoke the Divine is likely to get sighted in at some point, but all right, let's see if we can just do that again. sort of played out exactly how we wanted. The only thing is that our Boggart Brute died, but other than that, we just sort of ran our opponent over with Inspired Charge and Angel of the Dawn, and we didn't even go particularly wide there, which our deck actually isn't as good at as you probably want it to be, just because we have one Instigator and one Cavalry. More of those would probably be better. Okay, I think this is a keep. It's a much less aggressive hand, but it's 3-drop Brute, 4-drop Cavalry, 5-drop Angel of the Dawn, and then Inspired Charge to back everything up. Seems pretty good, and we just drew a 2-drop, so that makes things even better. It's a good curve out. All right. The more like free damage we can get in for early, the better, and maybe we'll get some here. Just play a Manolith. No, Runic Armasaur. That blocks everything. Okay. Well, not that. Yeah, they could put the gloves on it, I guess, and start going to town. I can't really stop that. Don't have any activated abilities that are really going to trigger it, at least, but, you know. Ooh. Yeah, we need removal pretty badly, I'd say. We're going to take this 6 to the face, though. I feel like this is a race we can still win, Blanchwood Armor or not, especially because we actually drew the land there. So I think we attack with both our creatures. Bash in for our own 6. Play Gallant Cavalry. Are you going to bash for 6 again? I don't think they are. Oh, they are. We are going to take 6. So it's like, should I Angel of the Dawn or Inspired Charge? Angel of the Dawn's much less risky, so I think that's the route we take. And all of our creatures can attack if we play Angel of the Dawn. They are tapped out, but let's see. Let's do some math here. If I play Inspired Charge, this is 5, 5, 10. It's actually just barely... No, it's not just barely lethal. But... Oh, wait. Do I just win if I Inspired Charge? Math's hard. So, 5, 5, that's 10. Plus 4 is 14. Plus 4 is 18. And they block one of these. And they take 5, 9. They go to 1. So I think it's better to play the Angel. It sets us up better going forward. Yeah. It still lets us attack with everything, and everything can also block. So next turn, Inspired Charge will probably end the game. So... And they have to block something here, actually. I didn't actually figure that out. 8, 19, 11, 12, yeah. So, drops them to 3 all of a sudden. We probably should block this now. If he has a way of giving it trample, we're going to be kind of scared. I wonder if they switched to mono green to just try to win with Blanchwood Armor because our deck was so fast game 1. But we're still out racing them, so that feels pretty good. What do I block with? Probably... That's a good question. Good question. But we have lethal just with our Angel in the air. Can they kill us? I don't know. We're definitely blocking, though. I think we're going to go ahead and block with the 2/2. Prevents more damage if they do give it trample or something gross. Looks like we got there. Unless they're saying GG and going to kill me. No. All right, deck performed as advertised in our first match. Very fast. This format, you know, allows that, as you could see in this first match. And we'll see if we can continue to try to steamroll people in match 2 and 3. All right, this hand looks good. We have an early removal spell, 2 drops and 3 drops, and an Inspired Charge to maybe finish our opponent off, ideally. So, yeah. All right, we will play our mountain in case we decide to fire off shock on something here, which we might. It depends what it is. That we can't shock. I mean, we could, but there's no reason to. So that is annoying because it's a pretty good blocker in addition to helping ramp them. So yeah, but we'll play a Remorseful Cleric here. Then it's like, do we play Brute or Ogre next? I don't know. Depends what 4-drop they play here. Are we playing another mono green deck? Wow, we're getting attacked with Druid of the Cow. Didn't see that coming. Okay. Well, I think I like this start. Alright, so we're going to attack in the air. I think we do play the bigger guy. Especially because we have Shock and Hieromancer's Cage. Well, do we play the evasive guy? The evasive guy is probably better. Sorry, bigger guy. So, like, you know, if they equip Marauder's Axe to this, we're going to be like, go for it, you know? So, that's not something that's going to be able to outrace us in terms of damage to mana. Okay, that is a lot scarier. However, I don't know why I'm saying however. I mean, I could... No, it's not worth it. I can just play Onake Ogre who can just block it, so there's that, and that's probably what I'll just what I'll do. So we'll attack with both of these who they can't block. Drop them to 13. And we can still leave up Shock. Yeah, so that gives us some flexibility. If they go Rabid Bite, equip Marauder's Axe, that'd be pretty gross, right? So they're green-white. Okay, well, that is much less worrisome. Could have Titanic Growth or something, but, you know, I definitely block here and say, use your Titanic Growth. Yeah, that's exactly what they have. Okay, so we're going to attack for 5. Then play Loxodon Linebreaker, who can also just block and kill the thing. So we may decide not to even block it, though, depending on some things. With Inspired Charge in our hand, it's much less crucial. Although, right now, Inspired Charge on our 2 evasive creatures just wins the game anyway, so... Right? Yeah, so 4... Yeah. And that will be 9 damage. Maybe I just take 7 here. Let's just take 7. We can do it. Bring the damage. I would like for them to tap their white mana because there's a lot less they can do. Okay, well that is game. So that works for us. We just shock the Rox Oracle out of the way. Enjoy your card, but... Boom. So we don't even need to show them any of these cards. We just swing for 8 right here. No reason to show them any of these because they would all give them information about sideboarding because maybe they want to bring in Fog, maybe they want to bring in Enchantment Hate, so killing them without doing it is much preferred. If they have a Vine Mare, it's pretty probable they have more artifacts and enchantments in addition to the one we saw. At the same time, it's like, you know, what am I supposed to do about a Vine Mare? Blowing up its enchantment is fine and all, but having creatures who can trade with it, which is what we did in that game, is enough. You know, this is so good against Vine Mare. So I don't think we change anything. They could have stuff like Knightly Valor, but blowing that up isn't going to give me a whole lot of value either, honestly. I mean, other than sort of being a combat trick and maybe enabling a block where I get to kill their Vine Mare. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we're good. Let's see if we can get a good hand. No, we can't. This one will be going back. This one's solid, though. Sure. I think drawing more creatures is basically what we want to do here. It's not. It's definitely one of the worst ones in our deck, but, you know, I'll take it. It's whatever. Okay. So, Stone Quarry. So far, our deck has definitely fired on all cylinders. Will it continue to? I don't know. Play our Swiftclaw here. Okay, shock that out of the way probably. I think that's probably what we want to do here. Rabid Bite and all sorts of things work really well with that thing, and I'd rather just get in for 3. I mean, yeah, I don't get to play my Line Breaker here, but this game looks like we're going to be a little less aggressive, probably. Just because we don't have the resources, you know... I mean, if we draw really well, we could still just run over our opponent, but it doesn't look like... This looks like, for the first time in 4 games, we're not just going to curve out and kill our opponent without incredibly good luck. Just drawing, like, a 4-drop here and then my Angel. That would be pretty good. Well, at least it's not Vine Mare. Okay, so I think we attack here. If they want to trade, they can trade. I'm just going to play my Line Breaker here. I'm not that concerned about, like, taking 3 here. I can cage this if it becomes a real problem, so maybe they're going to slap an aura on it here. That would be great for us. It'd be a little less great if it was the night one. Okay, so they seem to not have much, so I think I'm going to try to just go for it. Let's just go for it here. Get a blocker out of the way and swing for 6, hopefully. Should we be running 16 lands in our deck? I don't know, maybe. Hope they're flooding too. I mean, the fact they did nothing on that turn is a pretty good sign. Like, ooh, okay. Big Gigantosaurus. Oh, does that just win us the game? Yes. We've been incredibly lucky. Okay, so we attack and then Banefire them for 5. This is going to be a fast draft, which this format seems to have. Especially when you're incredibly lucky with your red-white aggro deck. All right, so just Capal them for 5. Exactly lethal. All right, so 2-0. See if we can get that first trophy. All right, so we do want to play first for sure with our deck. This is nice. I was just saying to myself, where's my Dismissive Pyromancer? I've been wanting to play with that thing and haven't gotten to do it. Here's our like least aggressive 2-drop, which, you know, maybe it's weird we're playing, but you know, I just wanted to cram as many 2-drops into the deck as I could because of the mass board pumping I have. And so it made the cut. So yeah, we'll play our Pyromancer here. I mean, it is... You know, if it is the kind of thing that if they don't kill it, can take over the game. So it is sort of a lightning rod for removal. Looks like we're do I want to rummage with it or get in for 2? I think we're the kind of deck that probably just wants to get in for 2. I think we're going to do that. I think we definitely start rummaging with it in the later part of the game if there's a board stall to help us find our board pumping effects. Yeah, I think we definitely play Remorseful Cleric here, not Daybreak Chaplain. Leave up a shock. Let's hope they play a 3-2 that we can just kill and then bash. Well, they played a 1-1. It's probably worth shocking it just because of how our deck... Well, not really. I mean, it's a 1-1. I can attack through it. Yeah, I'm not going to bother shocking it. I was thinking I would, but talked myself out of it. Yeah, so we'll just attack here. I'm guessing we just get in for 4, yeah. They go to 14. They are ramping, which I don't love, but we're going to play Brute here. Keep the aggro coming. Some of you who just started watching my videos in Dominaria may have never seen me draft an aggro deck before, so this may be a strange experience. Because, yeah, I mean, that format did not lend itself very well to aggro. And as a result, I just avoided it for the most part. I think now firing off shock is probably... I mean, I could use 2 of them, I guess, but I'm not really worried about... Yeah, so I'm just going to shock the Rejuvenator. Because that makes me have more evasive damage. Oh, man. Now I wish I hadn't. Okay, attack with everything. Luck has been on our side. Have I mentioned that? All right. So if they block Dismissive Pyromancer, we definitely just use Inspired Charge. If they don't block any of it, we just play Daybreak Chaplain. Okay, so... Our guy dies, but... we drop them to 5, and we have Shock in our hand and 2 evasive creatures, so... I feel pretty good about it. Don't gain life, don't gain life. Or play... Okay, we're fine. We have lethal, just on board, so... Okay. I can play aggro, you guys. It happens. In this format, I think it's particularly good. Which, for me, usually means the format's going to get stale more quickly, but we'll see. I mean, I'm having fun right now, mostly because I haven't drafted aggro in, like, a couple limited formats. I didn't do it at all in Masters 25 either, really. So, you know, we'll see. Yeah, I don't think we have anything to bring in. So we will start things up again. Talking. It's hard sometimes. So, you know, our Pyromancer there didn't do anything except be a Grizzly Bears. But, you know, if things had gone south, it would have been great because it would have helped dig an aggro deck, which should have no business doing so, especially one as all in as this one. It would have helped us dig out of our problem. Ooh, we get to do the Lean and Vanguard Instigator thing. Unfortunately, we're not on the play, but it's still pretty good. That makes it better. Like, we're going to have a 2-2 attacking next turn. And if we can't attack, at least we gain a life, I guess, or something. Don't play a creature. Just... Oh, you did play a creature. And it's an annoying one against us. They may have sided it in because, yeah, I mean, it's very good against us. So we're going to play our Instigator here. We're not going to bother attacking. The Diamond Mare can actually attack us. All right, so we go to 21, and we end our turn. Come on, Angel of the Dawn. Elvish Rejuvenator, they go to 21. We need some of our evasive creatures. Okay. I think I just end the turn. Do get to gain that 1 life again. I could use Luminous Bonds or Shock, but I think I'm going to wait until the end of their turn and then decide if I'm going to shock something. The Bonds just doesn't really seem worth it to me right here. This is another game where things definitely aren't firing on all cylinders, but we do still have Inspired Charge plus Angel of the Dawn, so I guess I can't complain. There's something to put the Bonds on. See, this time we're not just like gas pedal full speed ahead. We had to stop attacking pretty quickly, so they can attack with either of these pretty easily. Yeah, no, I don't think I use shock here. Ooh, well, okay. So I'm going to put Luminous Bonds here. We're going to end our turn, and we just need to draw a 5th land. And, you know, they also need to not play things. If they have more big guys, it's going to be harder for us to run them over with Angel of the Dawn and Inspired Charge. And we've let them get to 6 mana, so not what we wanted to do. Ooh. Okay. That's an 8-10. I need the Luminous Bonds. Okay, so I think we just take 9 here. Yeah, you heard that right. Just take 9. It's no big deal. We really need to draw a 5th land or a Hieromancer's Cage. Give us one of those. I didn't say neither of those. Right. Well. Might seem crazy, but I think I just attack with everything. Get in for 4, drop them to 19. Well, we're going to lose a game at least, if not a match. Yeah. Too bad I didn't have double shock up when they played this stupid thing. So, I think we probably want to bring in our Enchantment Artifact Hate. It can kill either of these. So, alright, so we'll just take 9 here. Drops us to 6. Yeah, that's also really good against us. Okay. Well, I think we just shock both of these guys. We really have to hope that we draw Hieromancer's Cage, basically. What the hell? We've been so unlucky this draft. Sarcasm. I think we're dead, but I guess we'll make them kill us. Play this Brute. That 8-10 with Trample is just, you know, kind of a problem. It doesn't quite kill us this turn, but it gets pretty dang close. We have to block it with 2 things. So, oh, yeah. So basically we have to do this and to do this. We don't have to block that because this will hit us for 6. Oh, yeah, we do. Damn it. Okay. And when we have to start blocking, we're probably going to lose the game. So, yeah, there's the 5th land. Too little, too late. Okay. So, I think we bring in Invoke the Divine. We saw plenty of things to kill with it. Yeah. And what's not going to be so good here? I mean, our Line Breaker is definitely our worst, although Rustwing Falcon could probably be a candidate for that. Yeah, let's cut the Falcon. Prodigious Growth is nasty, and we used our 1 Luminous Bonds before it came down. Okay, this is a keepable hand. It's not an excellent hyper-aggressive one. You know, our 2-drop isn't exactly our most aggressive, but we have 2-drop and a couple 3-drops, so if we draw one of our mass board pumps, this game could be over in a hurry, and we just drew a way better 2-drop, so that makes me feel even better. Freaking Diamond Mare, man. Ruining my life. We're going to attack here just because they might be afraid we have a trick or something, and I think it's worth... Yeah, it's worth getting in for 2. Our deck wants to get in for 2 as many times as possible. And then we'll play our Brute. We will take 1. Damn. That's an interesting strategy against us, to say the least. I think it's better to play the Mountain here just because I can leave up Shock, and that could very well matter. We'll get in for 5 here, drop them to 14. Play our line breaker, who's just been amazing. I mean, he hasn't been bad. I mean, it's not a good card, but when you need creatures, you need creatures, okay? You will play a D+. Yeah, they definitely sideboarded some things against us, and they're all really, really, really annoying, I have to say. All the life gain is a problem, and we're just going to let them gain some life here to get this blocker out of the way. We'd much rather get in for some damage than deal with that. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, so we're going to attack with everybody again. Wonder if they have a trick. I hope not. Good. So now we're going to play our stag, who is going to be a little bit of a problem, I think, for them. Yeah, we'll play our quarry. What the hell? If we draw Banefire, we're going to want to be able to do as much damage as possible, you know? They might be color screwed. I guess they are. And we got one of those curve out and you can win the game, especially if you draw a mass board pump spell, which that part we haven't done. We got one of those hands, that was the point. Ooh, okay. They're going to take down my stag. So we do drop them to 4 still, though. Gots to block. Okay, so it might seem overly aggressive to just keep attacking with this Pyromancer, but that's what our deck wants to do. This time I do think I'm going to hold on to the land, because if I draw Banefire, I can just play this land anyway, So we can use this to kill a blocker if we have to, and then Boggart Brute, you know, is basically unblockable. So, all right, 3-0'd with an incredibly fast aggro deck. I don't even know how long this draft video will be. Pretty short. Some people may assume that I like 0-2'd because it's so short, but this format, at least in the early going here, aggro decks have been pretty great for me. I've done way better with them. You've seen that in my draft videos. And they've been fun to play. They're not only red-white, but those are the ones that I feel like are the best when it comes together. And I think we did a pretty good job putting together a deck there that really took advantage of all the aggressive, evasive creatures in this format, and then could pump them all too. The 4 pump spells, mass pump spells, were really crucial in helping us win. Also, crucial was being lucky, but hey. So this should be, like I said, a bonus draft video, not on a Monday or Thursday, somewhere in between, but on Thursday there will be another draft video. So thanks for watching.